Let me just back up for a minute here, and I think what I'll try and do, hopefully I can do it fairly quickly, is to create a new Etherpad so I can show you how simple that is to do. Let's go back to the home page here now. Now remember, one of the nice things about Etherpad, I'm going to back up and explain this, is that there's no account required. You don't have to sign up. And the only thing that you have to do in order to work on a document with someone else is to share the URL, the web address, with that person or persons. You can have up to 8 people sharing at one time. And there's no invitations required. There's no registration required. It's very, very quick and simple. So how do I create an Etherpad if I want to do that? Well, it's as simple as saying create new pad. Okay, and now here's a new pad. And if you'll notice, I'm going to go over to my other computer. I have another computer here. I've named myself John, and we can change the color and the name. So let me put Michael up here. And I think I like this color. Okay, so I'll save it. And I can begin to start typing. As Michael. Looks like I need some typing lessons actually. And I'm going to go over to my other computer here, and I'm just going to enter on my other computers this same address. Again, you can share this any way that is convenient. You could call someone up and give it to them. You could send it to them by email. So 2PWMF looks like 1I2XL. And now if you've noticed, there's another person that's joined, okay? The unnamed person, and that's me on the other computer over here. And I'm going to edit my name, and we'll call me Michael Helper, and we'll save the color. And now I can begin typing here, and you'll notice that the typing is coming in a different color. And right now, even though it looks a little bit like nonsense, I'm typing on both keyboards, and as you can see, it's being simultaneously added in the correct colors. So that's how simple it is to create a new Etherpad and how to begin collaborating on a document. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you a little bit from your assignment that you're going to be doing momentarily. And what I've done is I've set up a number of Etherpads. I've set up 4 of them so that you guys can be divided into groups, and you'll have approximately 4 groups joining on each of the Etherpads. And when you get there, you'll find some instructions here. And I've asked the typist in your group to go over and click on the edit link and to type in your name. Okay, so let's just say that Natalia is the typist for your group. Okay, and you can choose any color that you like. All right, and then I want you to come down here, and I've asked you to choose any of these 1, 2, 3, 4 different sections of the document and just begin working. And you can choose one that no one else has chosen yet. So the first group that arrives will be able to choose any of these that they like. And then this next group that arrives will notice that someone is already typing on one section and they can be typing on the other. You notice here it says continue the story. It was a dark and stormy night in Perm when suddenly, okay, continue that story. That's one kind of thing you could do in an Etherpad. Number 2 says to correct any errors you find in the following paragraph, and then give Natasha some advice. And as you can see here, there are lots of English errors in here. And then you can give some advice at the end of the paragraph after reading what the paragraph is about. Again, this is another kind of activity that people could come to and do collaboratively, with kind of an error correction activity. Number 3 is kind of a modification on the old 20 questions game. Okay, that's another one you could choose. Number 4 presents a controversial issue, global warming, and asks you to brainstorm a list of small actions that individuals could take that might help in this problem. Okay, and so each group will choose at the beginning to start working on one of these questions. And at the top here, I've said that after 5 minutes or so, then you can feel free to begin adding to another group's work so that you can get some true collaboration going on. And finally, question number 5, I've said you're required to all work on question number 5 for a few minutes, which is to list ways that you might use Etherpad for yourself or with your students. Okay? Now you also notice on the screen there's a chat feature over here, so once the groups are logged in, you can also be chatting with each other. And so think about how that could be used in conjunction with the collaborative text creation with a class of students. And even though I don't want you to do it now, when you finish brainstorming your ideas for using this with English language students, I did give you a link here because some other people have already done quite a bit of work on giving some ideas on ways to use this in productive ways with English language learners. But don't peek yet. I'd like you to think about it yourself first. So that's a brief look at Etherpad and what you're going to be doing. And I'm going to sign off now. And it's been a pleasure working with you. And I want to thank Svetlana again for all the work that she's done. And I'll check in with you again at the plenary session tomorrow. So take care and enjoy your work.